It's a very charismatic thing at first, a young band. It's like when you have a charismatic figure and like you got Jesus, and then Paul comes along and he routinizes and the clergy takes over, you know, and it's like the manager takes over and the, you know, like that sort of thing. And then it loses its experiential, crazy, wild thing that it had. My name is Peter Matthew Bauer, and we're here recording a song for Shaking Through. I've been a part of recording a lot of records for the last 15 years, and I've done it a bunch of different ways. And at least for the last record I made, especially, I wanted it to be like when you make a first record where you really have no idea what's going to happen. I think it's a comfort level. Being in a proper studio, being in kind of the center point of something like that is exciting. I don't feel stressed at all. You know, it's just like fun, you know, and I like that.
So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do drums, guitar, and bass.
Yeah, and we could do an electric with it if it's easier for you.
I think what would be nice would be to set up everybody we have.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then honestly, we'll listen back, and what we might determine is like, pull one person out for the real track. And
yesterday was the first time I've actually recorded with like a bass player, a drummer, and a guitar player at the same time. Everything else I'd done had been just multi-tracking myself with like a drummer. That in itself is a nice change of pace for me. So, you know, and if you let go of having control over it, then you end up being surprised by something as opposed to knowing how it's going to turn out, which is usually not quite as good as you hoped it was going to be. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that it went back to the...
No, there's only two of those bits in the song.
Okay.
That was great. I think that sounds nice. Well, that's enough of that riff.
all right, so we're...
Come on. That ain't it. I've always been sort of interested in kind of having, there's sort of a slight anti-professionalism to things that I feel helps, you know?
That sounds good.
Fine?
Yeah.
Let's do it. The whole point of everything, when I was going to not be in a band anymore, I was going to do things on my own, was to make everything as immediate as possible. And one part of that is kind of making things as scary as possible, or as, you know, crazed as possible for a while.
So do I just...
Yeah, let's right before that first, yeah, it's fine, do this from the top, yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Actually, hold on, no, you know what? Do it in the middle of the first verse.
Okay.
We'll just get it done this one take. As dumb as it sounds to just say it's fast, but I think there's something to be said for that, because if you obsess over what one individual thing sounds like, you end up with something that's a little sterile. It's just a matter of keeping some sort of energy, like some kind of mojo going kind of thing, and then see where that goes.
Let's see what he does.
The Walkmen were around for 13 years. We started in New York City. We eventually sort of split to different areas. We made maybe 6 records, 5 or 6 records. You know, it's like you grow up in a family and you say, eventually you have to leave, you know, and that's life, you know, and that's what's exciting. I don't know how to put it other than that, you know. I just got a phone call. I was like, all right, great. Yeah, I'm into that. You know, in the band, there's an energy to the beginning of the thing. And it's really hard to sustain that where there's still a wildness to it. And then it becomes an organization, and then it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and you have to write a bunch of piano parts for a song. And you're like, okay, you know, I can do this. And then you really obsess over that, and it's incredibly boring after a while. So I think that eventually you feel like you lose some of your individuality being part of a group after a while. And it seems like a funny thing to do with your life. Yeah.
It's cool as shit.
I kind of screwed the pooch midway through the ending, but other than that, I thought it was fine. Yeah.
Through the ending?
Yeah.
Do you want to punch in the ending right now?
Sure, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, let's just do it.
It was real like, you know, well, what am I gonna do? I basically said, all right, you have, you know, 2 months to write, I don't remember how many it was, 3 or 4 songs that are good. And if you don't do it by June, then you have to give up. I just thought, you know, if you can't do it by June, then you shouldn't do it. You know, it's a waste of time. You know, I don't have the option of carrying on like this, you know, but, you know, I have a lot of responsibilities and stuff, so then I wrote a bunch of songs by June, and then I was like, oh God, I gotta do this. Yeah.
How's it sounding in your phones?
I mean, it sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome in
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I couldn't possibly ask for more.
Good. All right, then.
I've been singing through like a broken 57 for a year. Sounds just fantastic.
Awesome.
Put me in like that minor bit so we don't have to listen to that whole thing all day.
Here we go, right before the singing starts.
I mean, I think one thing that is really important going into this is that I knew exactly how brutal it is to make a record and how much work 5 people had to do it. And so I wanted to make sure that I did 5 people's workload, which does mean staying up all night, every night, you know, and never doing anything else. Maybe by virtue of just putting that much effort into something in that kind of speedy a time frame, that you would kind of crash into something. I mean, I just knew that I was going to be like a lifer at doing this, so I wanted to use all that stuff that I'd learned over the years and taken from my friends and, you know, just the experiences you have, and then try to go into that in a way that didn't feel like a continuation of the thing before. I wanted it to be the beginning of something, so, you know, that's what I'm hoping. I will write you again. This is a crazy thing to do with your life on a lot of levels. I mean, with 2 children, that's insane. But at the same time, if you don't do it immediately, like, you know, drop everything and do it, then you shouldn't be doing it. I think there was a point where I was like, you know, this is what I do, and I have absolutely no really option in this. I mean, it'd be great if it was a hobby, but unfortunately, that's impossible, so.
Shaking Through is produced by Weathervane Music, a nonprofit dedicated to supporting independent music and the community that surrounds it. Your support helps sustain this series, which creates bold new art and resources to inspire the independent music community. To get involved, go to weathervanemusic.org.